CTV Edmonton. Local breaking news with Evan Kenny.
We believe in making things better, faster, and more convenient for everyone.
Changes are coming to Alberta licenses, now including if someone is a Canadian citizen. Good evening. Alberta is making changes to driver's licenses and ID cards it claims will cut red tape. It will also add information about citizenship to both licenses and provincial ID cards. It's a change some say will be fraught with problems. CTV's Kevin Green reports.
Monday morning, Premier Danielle Smith said adding Canadian citizenship notation to provincial ID will cut red tape.
Why are we doing this? Because we believe in making things better, faster, and more convenient for everyone.
She even packed along her Minister of Red Tape Reduction to back her up. He admitted it's about a lot more than just cutting red tape.
The feds cannot provide us with one single source of data that tells us who's Canadian, who's not. It's going to be able to tell us, who our citizens are.
Functionally, it means when you head to the registry to renew your license, you'll need to bring proof of your citizenship status.
I think it's going to be more red tape. It's always more red tape.
Alberta New Democrats say it's simply virtue signaling to the UCP base.
My question now to the UCP is, would they be willing to illegally and unconstitutionally restrict programs that are available to legal residents of Canada?
But others worry it could lead to targeting immigrants, making it harder for them to get services.
If the system is changed, that may make some kind of difficulty for the migrants.
So it's like for the people that aren't here, like that are citizens, I feel like that could cause something towards them. They would feel some type of way, knowing like they're citizens, knowing that we're also we let in a lot of immigrants to Canada, we're known for that. So I feel like they could take it a different way.
The Alberta Next panel arrived in Airdrie tonight. It was the 8th of 10 stops throughout the province, gauging public feelings about Alberta's relationship with Ottawa.
Do any members of the panel, considering both the positives and negatives, feel that the province should not proceed with any of the proposed policies, or is the panel only interested in pushing a one-sided predetermined outcome?
The panel was met with mixed reaction. Some of the proposals up for discussion included reforming equalization payments and withholding social services from some immigrants. Smith says the events and survey data collected will help decide whether certain questions should be put forward in a referendum next year. The province says it has filed a complaint with the Labour Relations Board against the union representing the province's 51,000 teachers. Finance Minister Nate Horner says the complaint is connected to a document the Alberta Teachers Association distributed after setting a strike date of October 6th. The government says the document consists of false claims, including about class size and supports for students. This afternoon, the ATA responded.
Teachers are ready for a deal, and the ATA has provided the government our latest proposal. Instead of a response, the government has submitted a frivolous labor relations complaint. The government's concern is regarding a communication sent to teachers on August 29th, and they have just now decided to object to our observation that the government has not provided the Teachers Employer Bargaining Association, also known as TEBA, with a mandate to negotiate on important issues.
Teachers have asked for wage increases and more supports for growing class sizes and complexities. They have been offered a wage increase of 12% over 4 years. The provincial government has also promised to hire 3,000 teachers over the next 3 years. People living in Southeast Edmonton neighborhood say their safety is at risk because there's only one main road into Maple Crest. That main access point was closed over the weekend for construction. As CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, this isn't the first time that road has caused problems.
It wasn't a very long closure, just a couple of days over the weekend. But for those who live in Maple Crest, losing this main access point to the community was a major pain. The closure was required so CN could do some maintenance work on this rail crossing required by Transport Canada. As the sign indicates, it lasted from late Saturday to early Monday morning, long enough to fill the area councillor's inbox with complaints. A flyover across the Henday connects Maple Crest to Strathcona County. This is the only other access point into Edmonton. a gravel road Councillor Joanne Wright says can be tricky to find.
I drove it yesterday myself, and it's a little bit washboardy. But if you're only doing 30 or 40 kilometers an hour, which you should be doing on that road, it's not bad. Yes, there's a little bit of dust, but there's dust on every gravel road.
Limited neighborhood access has been an issue for years. Concerns for emergency services peaked in 2021 after a fire truck was delayed getting to a fire because it had to wait at the rail crossing. Wright has tabled a motion asking city staff to explore solutions.
Even just wayfinding signs so that people know how to get out of there. Looking at the feasibility of either a pedestrian or a vehicle bridge. And the other one is looking at other access points going forward.
The councillor says Edmonton has a mutual aid agreement with Strathcona County, so in a pinch, it could send emergency services. In the meantime, she's asking drivers to be patient while the city looks for solutions. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Meantime, people from a community across the city say it often takes them more than an hour to get downtown. The area councillor agrees one intersection in particular is a clear pressure point. As CTV's Connor Hogg reports, it's not going to be a quick fix.
We've seen it get really, really bad over the last couple of years.
Tegan Mungongo moved to the Glenridding neighborhood 4 years ago. He expected traffic, but not like this.
My typical commute is about 26 minutes, just under half an hour. A bad day a couple years ago was maybe 35, 40 minutes, and it's taken me some days close to about an hour and 10 minutes to get to work in the morning.
This morning at the intersection of Rabbit Hill Road and Ellerslie Road, things were pretty quiet before 7. By 8 a.m., the morning rush was in full swing.
Right now, when school just started, it's so much worse, and I just don't know what to expect in the winter time.
The stretch of single-lane street leading to the intersection of Ellerslie and Rabbit Hill is considered by many to be the source of the slowdown.
The way our roads are designed, we only have one lane, and I think we have to expand the roads.
These roads are the responsibility of developers, local developers. The intersection cost is the cost of the local developer, but they are landlocked because there's not enough room to make the improvements that so many people need.
Area Councillor Tim Cartmell says this parcel of privately owned land next to the intersection, known as Glenridding Field, is part of the problem. He says work can't be done to widen the road unless a developer buys the plot and works with the city to add lanes. Cartmell says the city has done as much as it can to get traffic moving faster. Other nearby intersections are receiving improvements.
People make their land available by selling it or developing it. And this landowner has chosen to do neither of those things, which is their right. But until they change their mind, we're stuck.
Back in Glenridding, Mungongo has changed his route to work in order to save time. He says it worked for a while, but that changed when school started.
Unfortunately, this is the first week that I've seen some other people kind of find that route as well.
CTV News has confirmed Glenridding Field is up for sale. The city says upgrades to the Rabbit Hill and Ellerslie intersection will be required with any development on the parcel and with any new Kendall neighborhood development. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
CN Rail Police Service says numbers are trending downwards for collisions and serious injuries on railway tracks, but are still too high. Police say last year in Alberta, there were 18 trespassing incidents. There were 11 fatalities and 16 serious injuries. Police say trespassers can be people walking their dogs, riding their bikes, snowmobiling, fishing off railway bridges, and more. Operators say it can take up to 2 kilometers for a train to stop, even after crews have used the emergency brake.
That is the untold cost of these train-related incidents. These engineers and conductors and train crews live with the consequences of that collision, of that event, all of their service. It is tragic when a train strikes someone on the tracks, and that crew is they're the first people that see it.
Operators say despite train whistles, they can be quiet on the tracks. People should pay close attention, especially when wearing earbuds. Alberta Health Services is warning about a potential measles exposure on a flight from Toronto to Edmonton. AHS says Air Canada Flight 173 took off from Toronto Pearson at 3:45 last Thursday. It arrived in Edmonton at 7:30 p.m. AHS says anyone who was at gate D62 of the domestic terminal or the baggage claim area may have been exposed. It says people who have less than 2 doses of the measles vaccine may be at risk and should watch for symptoms. This weekend's back-to-back Morgan Wallen concerts attracted more than 114,000 country music fans. Wallen made his Edmonton debut Friday, walking out to the roaring crowd alongside Oilers captain Connor McDavid. The city says 53,000 fans attended that show. Saturday was a sellout with 61,000 fans. City officials say they've been planning for these shows since January and say overall they were a success.
We had very positive feedback from the show. From Live Nation, from the artists, from the performers. We know the benefits that these big concerts bring to our local economy.
While Wallen was a major attraction, Garth Brooks remains #1 for back-to-back concert numbers. His shows drew more than 62,000 fans 2 nights in a row in June 2022. The city is introducing a new signage system for its downtown pedways to help emergency responders navigate the area. Signs with codes on them will be placed throughout the 13 kilometers of interconnected pedways and tunnels. If someone needs to call 911 during an emergency, they can provide the code on the nearest sign. The codes have been programmed into the dispatch system used by first responders. Officials say the goal is to improve response times when seconds count.
One of the most common reasons for a delay to an emergency response is confusion around the location. So something as simple as this will really streamline our response and allow us to get units on scene much faster.
The Pedway Unique Identifier Program is being rolled out downtown first with more than 500 signs. It will eventually expand to include other city facilities. The province is declaring September 24th Concussion Awareness Day. The Injury Prevention Centre says 41 Albertans sustain a concussion every day. It's most common for people between 10 and 24 years old. The centre says falls are the leading cause of concussions, followed by sports-related injuries. And it can happen to anyone regardless of age or skill level. Football Alberta says it's made some changes to prevent concussions.
Concussions is an invisible injury. It's something that we're not 100% sure it's there. So we have to be erring on the side of incredible caution. So the more we bring it up, the more we focus on it, the better we're going to be in terms of being able to identify, treat, and reduce the incidents.
The province has spent $75,000 on education resources to promote concussion awareness the last 3 years. Edmonton's Jewish community is getting a new space to celebrate together. This former Boy Scouts building in West Edmonton is being transformed into a Jewish community center. It's the first center of its kind in Edmonton since 2012. The renovations will cost $6 million, with $1 million coming from the province's Community Facility Enhancement Program grant.
It's really important for our community to have not only a central gathering space, I call it the living room of the community. We have a long tradition in Edmonton and Alberta. Our community's been here for over 100 years, and this just signifies that we are here for 100 years and counting more to come.
The Jewish Federation of Edmonton hopes the center will be complete by this time next year. Coming up next, why doctors say gambling ads taking over the TV screen are hurting young people. Also just ahead, how the province hopes a new vet university course will help farmers in Alberta.
We have a massive livestock industry, and that livestock industry relies on having veterinarians in rural Alberta.
Sunshine and nice warm temperatures through the day today, and there is more of that on the way for the rest of the week as daytime highs should stay above average right through to the weekend. Mid to upper 20s on the way for tomorrow and Wednesday. Closer look at all that in just a few minutes.
researchers and doctors in Canada say limits need to be placed on sports betting ads. They say an addictive activity is becoming even more enticing to kids.
The potential for greatness.
Many sports fans have noticed these kind of ads popping up on their screen in between whistles. And even gambling logos and branding on the ice or boards during play. Dr. Shannon Charlebois says these ads are pushing more and more young people towards gambling addiction.
To see this completely wound up with gambling, where the two things could just not be separated within young minds anymore, is very concerning.
The Canadian Medical Association Journal is calling attention to the issue.
I mean, my 8-year-old wants me to place a bet on a game for him. He asked me to do that a few weeks ago, and that was really concerning.
Single game betting and online gambling, or iGaming, became legal in Canada in 2021. This University of Alberta professor is a part of the Alberta Gaming Research Institute. She says young people with developing brains being exposed to gambling is a problem because they don't know when to stop.
Think of it, the I in iGaming. That's you, the individual, who are expected to regulate your consumption of gambling, and that's a really big problem, especially for young people.
She is teaching a class at the U of A in November, open to the public, discussing gambling literacy.
We need everybody to be as knowledgeable as they can be. We also need people to be able to know how do you find accurate information about the rates of gambling, about the kinds of gambling in different provinces.
Alberta has taken steps to stop problem gambling with a self-exclusion program where people can exclude themselves from all casinos, racing centres, and PlayAlberta.com, but Charlebois would like to see more done nationally. She wants to see Bill C-11 expedited.
The bill provides for federal oversight of the broadcasters, the advertisers, essentially the gambling industry in Canada. It is not a magic bullet. It's not specific to what needs to be done exactly, but it's at least a start.
Parliament is back in session today. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton. One university is taking a step toward addressing the massive shortage of veterinarians in our province. It's opening a new facility that has the capacity to train double the students. CTV's Jacqueline Wilson has more.
While the official grand opening of the new Veterinary Learning Commons at UCalgary's Spy Hill campus took place on Monday, 100 students are already several weeks into their studies here, training to be the new generation of veterinarians.
Excitement, making space for our new vets. So we are doubling our student numbers from 50 to 100, and this provides them with the space they need to learn.
Weller says Alberta is near a crisis-level shortage when it comes to vets, citing premature attrition rates due to stress and long work hours, along with an aging workforce.
Bad. It's seriously bad. We have a crisis-level shortage. In 2021, April, the Alberta Veterinary Medical Association published a report that showed 600 and odd openings. Just a few weeks ago, I saw the updated report. It has gotten worse, and we are right now at around 900.
The Alberta Veterinary Medical Association estimates a ratio of approximately 3,700 pets per one vet team. That's a big problem for an agricultural province like Alberta, hence the $68.5 million investment from the government to build the new facility.
We are an agricultural powerhouse here in Alberta. We have a massive livestock industry, and that livestock industry relies on having veterinarians in rural Alberta.
The doubling of students also means more young adults like Megan Bradbury are able to study and hopefully work in their home province.
I'm actually born and raised Calgarian. I came into school only wanting to do small animal, and since coming here, I have actually learned that I have a passion for cattle, and I would love to go into bovine medicine.
Calgary's veterinary school is one of only 5 across Canada. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
To apply to the UCVM, you have to be a resident of Alberta and meet certain criteria, which can be found on the university's website, vet.ucalgary.ca. Still ahead, Seth Rogen's The Studio is the big winner on TV's Biggest Night. More on how the cringe comedy cleaned up at the Emmys.
I'm legitimately embarrassed by how happy this makes me.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. Lots of sunshine today here in the Edmonton area and across most of central Alberta. And you can see skies overnight tonight and tomorrow morning for most areas will stay fairly clear. In fact, through tomorrow afternoon, almost everybody gets mainly sunny skies. Wednesday, it's going to be more of the same. Sunny with just a few thin clouds. You can see by late Wednesday, this next system getting set to push in. That by Wednesday night will start to spread some precipitation into northwestern Alberta. Looks like it avoids the Edmonton area. It's dry right through the rest of this week and into early next week. There were the warmest temperatures in the dark red zone just off to the east of us through the day today. Watch out, that kind of moves back in for Wednesday. So this is likely our warmest day of the week, 27 or 28 for a daytime high. Cools off slightly back into the low to mid 20s for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But, I mean, you can see there is no big cool down coming our way anytime soon. It will be cool tomorrow morning, though, especially here in the west and northwest. 3 to 5 degree morning lows. Red Deer as well at about 4 or 5 degrees tomorrow morning. Will be around 10 tomorrow morning in Edmonton and Fort McMurray. You're back into the low 20s across the northeast. Sunny with a few clouds for Fort McMurray. For most of the province, though, way more sunshine than cloud cover. Mid 20s, Grand Prairie, Peace River, into the Edson areas as well. Mid 20s for Jasper and Red Deer with sunny skies, and low 20s in Lloydminster and Coronation for all areas of the province. Temperatures tomorrow and for the next few days staying above average. Here in Edmonton, that average high is 18, so we'll be 7 degrees above average tomorrow. Close to 10 degrees above average under mainly sunny skies on Wednesday. A little bit of cloud cover there Thursday, and we'll drop back to about 23, maybe 24. So not much of a change, but a little bit of slippage there for temperatures. Still in the mid-20s Friday, Saturday, and then early next week. Looks like we maybe get back closer to average with highs near 20 for Sunday, Monday, with a chance of some late day showers on Sunday. Until then, warm and dry. That is your forecast.
This year's Lemonade Stand Day hit a new fundraising high. The money has now been counted, and Simply Supper's Lemonade Stand Day raised more than $500,000 for the Stollery Children's Hospital. On August 24th, more than 650 stands were set up across Edmonton, with more than 2,400 kids selling beverages and drinks. The money raised this year will help buy bedside caregiver cots at the Stollery, so parents can stay by their child's side and get some much needed rest. In its 12-year history, Lemonade Stand Day has raised nearly $2.5 million for the Stollery. Breakdancers and DJs from across Canada put their skills on display in Sherwood Park this weekend. The sound of hip-hop filled Broadmoor Lake Park for the Pillars Outdoor Hip-Hop Festival. The family-friendly event included participants from at least 4 provinces and territories. The Street Styles 780 Dance Foundation organized the festival, giving all types of artists an opportunity to show off their skills. Canadians did very well at the Primetime Emmy Awards, especially Vancouver's Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. In fact, Rogen had never won before, and now his show, The Studio, has made history. CTV's Sinjin Alexander with the details.
Up for 4 awards Sunday night, backed by momentum and excellent reviews. The odds of a win were good.
And now the Emmy for lead actor in a comedy series goes to Seth Rogen, The Studio.
I've never won anything in my life. When I was a kid, I bought a used bowling trophy at an estate sale. And my parents were like, yeah, that's a good idea. You should probably buy that.
Then it seemed the 43-year-old from Vancouver not only snapped that losing streak, but couldn't lose.
Seth Rogen!
Nabbing Best Director for a comedy series with pal Evan Goldberg, also from Vancouver. The friends met at Point Grey Secondary.
I think we share this, which is pretty cool. I call the top. Okay, thanks. You know which movies get made and which ones don't? That's huge.
All this recognition for the series The Studio, a satirical cringe comedy about making movies.
Greta, I actually meant to talk to you about awards season. Just make sure to keep your winter clear. We have
Matt.
Now, Rogan has been in many films, usually playing the funny man.
We know you're not 25, man.
He's liked by A-listers and never forgot where he came from. He often mentions and is spotted in Vancouver.
The team from the studio.
Next win for comedy writing. Then, if there was any doubt, the big prize.
And the Emmy goes to the studio.
The series has now won more Emmys than any other comedy.
I'm legitimately embarrassed by how happy this makes me.
In a single season. St. John Alexander, CTV News, Vancouver.
Well, he is one funny man. I'm shocked this was his first win. That's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in and have a good rest of your night.